Hello everybody, this is Aegis StarCraft once again bringing another video commentary from my YouTube channel. Today I have a very special treat for you guys. I know another one. This is actually one of my newer friends in BattleNet, Saer, spawning here in the bottom left side of Selna Caverns as the Blue Protoss. He's going to be playing against Apology today. That's kind of an interesting name. Apology, the red Zerg here in spawning on the top right side, and as you can see they're chatting it up. I wasn't really following what they are saying, but anyway, just before this game gets started, I just want to talk a little bit. If you are wondering where I have been all this time, these last couple of days, no, I did not abandon you guys. No, I was not depressed or anything like that. Definitely not shot or anything crazy. The reason is that I've been having a lot of computer issues, like I was putting in my other last cast, and I actually did an extra cast that I wanted to put up, but I just could never get it to encode because I've been having problems with the recording. It's been taking up a little bit too much of my RAM. So some of you might know, just to kind of talk about it since nothing else is going on in this game right now, I upgraded to an AM3 motherboard, but I used to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, so that was enough for the Crossfire setup that I have, which for those of you that don't know is a double graphics card. And but it now with the upgrade I couldn't really quite afford getting 8 gigabits again, so I had to get 4 gigabytes, and that's not quite enough RAM for everything that I have going on running. And yeah, basically that was causing some issues on the recording side of Fraps, which meant that the files could not be used by what do you call it, my Windows Movie Maker or whatever program. Actually no program, I tried several programs. No one could use the files because they had become corrupted. So anyway, that was a big issue, so I couldn't really record anything. I mean, I just, if I did try to record it, I wouldn't be able to encode it. And I've been having a lot of issues with that since I upgraded. I actually casted a 1-hour game where I couldn't record it. Like, I had to trash it completely because I just couldn't use the files. So yeah, not very fun. So I kind of just decided to stop being frustrated. I spent a lot of time trying to fix it and finally realized it is one of two things: that it is the hard drive that is not fast enough, or it is the RAM. So I went with the RAM first, and so far it's worked fine. I'm not getting any lag. My frames are a little bit more steady than before, and yeah, let's see how this works out. I hope this will be enough so that I don't have any more issues or anything like that. And nothing much going on in this game other than that. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what was going on with the updates or anything. I'm actually on the verge of finishing a very exciting project, but yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that maybe in a different time. But because this game's starting to kick out, looks like the Zerg's gone for a sneaky expansion, and the Protoss player here, Saer, my friend, he is going for early aggression, which this is something I recommend. If you see that the Zerg player is a little bit exposed, I mean, I'm pretty sure Saer was scouting Apology's base here for quite a while, and well, that's a little bit faster. Sorry, I changed the settings for the keyboard scroll a little bit, so that was a little bit faster than I thought, that I was expecting, that I am used to. But these zealots are coming up here. They're going to start killing these zerglings. They are definitely not enough to take on these zealots. That's something that if you're a zerg player, you want to lure out the zealots so that you're able to surround them or do something like this. Look at this. This is going to be a very beautiful surround. Oh, actually the zerglings being a little bit slow, but still being able to get the surround on the zealots and being able to minimize their damage, especially with these spine crawlers coming up here. And yeah, if you're a Zerg player, you want to lure out the Zealots, trying to drive them away from your base, because Zerglings are faster than Zealots even without speed. So try to get off the pressure. That's one way you can do it. And if you are a Protoss player, you definitely don't want to get lured out. You don't want to be chasing Zerglings all over the place into no man's land. Now, the Zerglings coming up here for a little bit of an offensive. Definitely, if they are able to sneak in, which I don't think they can because they don't have speed, although speed is on their way. If they had speed, they could just run in here and run into the middle line, cause all kinds of problems. These Zealots are going to come out. They're definitely going to be enough to overpower these Zerglings at the moment. So the Blue Protoss player, as you can see, he's trying to well, he has too many Zealots right now for the Zerg player, so he's just going to go ahead and retreat. But what he was trying to do is trying to take a defensive position, trying to narrow it to a choke so that the Zerglings could not surround his Zealots. And let's see what else is going on here. Speed has not yet kicked in. Let's take a look how far along that is. Actually, it just finished right now, just as I was saying that. There you go, little Zerglings running around like little crazy roaches or ants or whatever they are. Anyway, Protoss player here realizing that it is about time to expand, and sorry about that little scroll right there. Gonna go and scout with this probe, I would imagine. Is this probe going anywhere in particular? Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go ahead and scout with that, which is definitely a good thing. this Zergling taking the Zelnaya Watchtower, and another one over here. Always one thing you want to keep in mind if you, any player you are, send one a cheap unit. If you're a Protoss, probably a Probe. If you are a Zergling is good. And if you're a Terran, a Marine to hold down those so now Watchtowers, and oh man, this expansion is going to be unchecked. Blue Saer probably thinks he's very ahead right now. He hasn't seen an expansion, although he didn't really scout. He wasn't able to really scout this position over here, so he doesn't know for sure if there is or is not an expansion. But I'm fairly positive he assumes there is one, even though he most likely assumes it is over here at the Zerg's apologies natural expansion, but he's going to find out soon that that is not where it is, or at least there is not an expansion there. And just being a little bit annoying, trying to take out this scouting overlord. If you are a Zerg player and you use overlords to scout, do not forget to move them. You do not want to be getting supply blocked because of just kind of leaving overlords hanging around. Bunch of zealots here, which is kind of a difficult position we're playing from, because the Zerg could be getting Hydralisk right now, although I guess not, because the layer just barely started morphing in, or Mutalisk, which again, not because he couldn't really do it right now because of the layer not being completed, but that is a very big danger. I mean, Mutalisk and Hydralisk will pretty much destroy anything in a 4-gate build. So let's see what other tech is Saer getting. He is getting a Twilight Council, so possibly going to go for Charge, Blink, or even High Templar or Dark Templar, which is definitely a good idea. Getting Gateway, Warp Gate technology, as well as putting a cannon here, just so that he is kind of Zergling proof, so they don't just run in here as quickly as possible, squeaking them up while if they try to do that. And let's see, just kind of pushing out here a little bit, not much aggression going on. Looks like both players are macroing up a little bit. This expansion almost fully mining, just missing a couple of drones on the gas. This layer about to finish, and what is the Zerg player going to put down? I'm very, very, very curious. Keeping up with his larva, but he definitely should have been putting at least one creep tumor by now. Roachworn is healed already. I did not notice that earlier, but where is the tech going? Where is the tech going? I don't see any tech, but it looks like the Protoss player is gonna start wondering what's going on here, try to be a little bit aggressive. Has he scouted up here? I guess, yeah, he would probably see the creep here by now if there was an expansion in there, so he's gonna go inside and peek a little bit, piling up a little bit too much gas, which makes me think that he's probably trying to go for High Templar Bear, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, there you go, the High Templar going out. These Zerglings gonna come here for the surround, gonna catch up this army, but a force field heal kind of glitching the units so that they were able to get out. And yeah, look at all these Zerglings just trapped in there, look like little bugs running back and forth. And it looks like they're going to actually be able to catch up all these couple units just out of position. Going to be able to surround them. A little bit of miss micro, I got to say. He should have been able to just surround them immediately, but he's still able to get them. Saer not really paying attention and not making the units attack after they were surrounded. One thing you want to keep in mind. And yeah, High Templars finishing here, but they don't have enough energy for Storm, nor do they have the Storm Research upgrade yet, although it looks like Charge and Storm are coming up at the same time. And not keeping up with his Chrono Boost production, which is not a good thing, guys. That could make... There we go, finally. Probably a little bit distracted from all the pressure, although this Nexus could definitely be using it on the Charge or on the other gateways to get more units. Anything, anywhere where you use Chrono Boost, it is not a bad idea as long as you are not wasting it. Also not a bad idea to let it pull unless you are letting it pull at 100-100. That is one thing you don't want to do. So finally using a little bit of that, hiding an apology, excuse me, I was thinking anonymous. One of my other Zerg player friends. Apology here, hiding his overlords, and what is he producing? He's producing a lot of zealots, which, I mean, was he able to see the High Templar? I'm not quite sure. What did I just do? I pressed the button, I'm not really sure what I did. Yeah, so I don't think, yeah, he doesn't really know that High Templar are here, so putting them in a high position in case all these Zerglings or any units try to run in here. These High Templars will be able to storm at their heart's content, and not much else going on in this game. Kind of boring, actually. I thought it was a fairly exciting game, at least I remembered it being so. My friend Saer here, I played against him on the ladder, and I remember he worked me over very, very, very bad. I think I'll be casting that game at some point in time as well, so if you are wondering if you want to see me get my face rolled, that is probably a game that you are going to be very excited about. A bunch of High Templar here, kind of just gaining a little bit of energy. I really wish one of the two players would be aggressive right now. Saer coming out. What else is over here going on for the Zerg? He should probably be working on his third expansion by now. Looks like he is preparing to do so. Wants to take out the gold expansion, though he really should be a little bit more aggressive. I'm a little disappointed in these two players, especially because the chrono boost is not being used here, although this Nexus is definitely being watched very closely. And looks like Saer finally, no, not deciding to be aggressive. Just gonna go ahead and prepare himself to take out the gold. So it's, I almost would prefer for the players to take out this expansion over here. You take out these destructible rocks and you got a much easily defendable expansion. And oh boy, this is a big danger right now. Saer doesn't really have anything to deal with these meterless by apology. They're gonna start flying in here into the mineral line, just making all kinds of havoc. You can't really storm them if they're on top of your probes. Although a couple of cannons here, you gotta nullify that. Great, I gotta say this is so key. You always see me put a pylon in the back of my mineral line in my videos, but this is the reason why, because you don't have to be rushing to get cannons. He probably foresaw this happening, although the meterless are